Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Lucid. We are going to be jumping back into our game with middle-aged Atlantis, where it is turn 14 and we have fewer provinces, I think, than we have turns. Shimmering Conchs and Iron Cliff. So let's take a look at these. 1 pearl and 1 earth. That's actually cool. Our pearl income is up to 3 and our earth income is up to 2. And getting some earth early is really important. It means we can get hammers and things like that in a reasonably short order, which will be pretty nice. I mean, we're not going to be a super hammer-focused nation, but having some's going to be pretty important because we do have the ability to drop thugs out, like these guys, and having a hammer is going to make thugging imminently cheaper. We found 480 gold. We got a laboratory, some gems, and boots of giant strength. Let's see where that is. Right here. Okay. Now, conveniently, this is a Miro province. I don't think I mean, it's low income. I don't really want to put a fort here, and I don't really want to do an unforted temple. So it's unlikely we use this, but it's here. So anyway, that's it for the events. We are going to be having a battle here, and I think this is about 40 shark trap. It was 50 a few turns ago, it was 20 a turn ago. I think it's really about 40. And we're going to be moving in all our dudes. We had consolidated, bringing some people from our capital, and we're finally going to go take it. I was a little bit uncertain about the formation and stuff I was going to do. So these guys are way faster. Combat speed 16 versus 8. But I'm on hold and attack, so what's probably going to happen is they're going to run up, they're going to get right around here, and we're going to run in, and they'll probably be running towards these guys. So they'll be running forward, and I think these guys will hit on like a side flank about the same time as these guys are making contact, like a little early. And I think that's what I want. I want them to make... You know, with mercs, sometimes you just want to throw them at the enemy so they absorb a lot of the damage. But I want to throw them at the enemy to do that at the exact same time as my other guys are making contact. We are doing a double line here, which may be a mistake. I could do a line and then maybe split up. So I guess I have a triple line here. Probably not great. I did a double line. Because I really do want a lot of surface area against these guys. But I also don't want them to like punch a hole through and then not have it filled back in. So I probably could have done like a single line here, or put some other guys in a flanking squad right here in a box, and then had a single line, a box, and then a little bit of reinforcements behind to fill in any gaps in my front line. So that probably would have been better. So we're doing that. We're building a lab here where we found this with our pretender. So after this, we're finishing a Coral Queen. Coral Queens are, you know, we've talked about them a little bit. It's a bit strange that you get a Recruit Anywhere Holy 3. That is extremely rare in Dominions. So we have that. We're going to get a few of them. The role they will play is they're kind of early game casters, in that Smite is not bad. So they'll be dropping Smite in some of my early wars. They can also... Preach to get my Dominion super high, which is going to be very important for using my Pretender aggressively, which is something I'm going to want to do against Pelagia here. But to do that well, like, what I'm thinking is this fort's going to be super important. So I'm going to take this, which has been gifted to me, basically, by Pelagia, as a condition for letting him go attack Relay and having a nap. So we're definitely going to fort it. As we fort it, we'll put a temple in it, we'll claim the throne. With the throne claimed, it's going to be emitting a fair amount of Dominion. Our temple will be emitting Dominion, and we'll have a Holy 3 priest here getting the Dominion up to, you know, very quickly to... where the hell is it? Dominion shrink 7, up to 7. And a Holy 3 priest on a temple, I think, can get it up to 6 or 7. I forget the exact math, but... So, anyway, we'll get it up, and that will hopefully just start billowing out and push... I think that will even push onto this fort. Which basically is going to then, as soon as I get a war with Pelagia, it's going to make this fort mine. Because he's not going to be able to fight my god and my dominion on his fort. I don't think. And then once that has happened, then I can put a temple here and push Dominion further. And like put another Holy 3 here and get this up to 6. And this will just be a little bit of a slow, grindy war until I get to Pelagia's cap. It's kind of what I'm thinking. But anyway, they're going to be important for that. I'm going to go ahead and get another one. I don't have a lab yet. So I started it this turn. It'll be finished next turn when I'll have a lab. After I have a lab, I'm probably going to want to make the mages. But they're also super good leaders at 190. I think it's 180. So anyway, we get a very nice morale bonus. And that's basically it for this turn. We've got another little dude coming up. We're going to put a fort here. So we got a few forts coming up. We're going to have one here, we're going to have one here, we're going to have one here, and one here. And then we'll probably put one down here. But you can see we still have a ton of stuff to do for expansion. Finally, we have this Shambler who brought things down here to this Coral Queen. He's coming back up to my cap. We're going to pick up a load of these War Shamblers, and I've also switched over to making Mother Guard. They are upkeep efficient. They cost less upkeep, 16 versus 20. They cost less upkeep than the War Shamblers, and if we just compare the stats, they have a hat, which these guys don't. So their head protection is only 6. There's a head protection here, is 18. So they have a hat. They still have the shield. They are going to get a reinvigoration bonus, which is going to be pretty nice for them, actually. When we get them blessed, which they'll be getting blessed basically all my fights. Yeah, I think that's kind of the only thing that's a little important. Let's take a look at our bless real quick. Maybe I'm forgetting something. Mount survival penetration bonus, yeah, that's for when we start doing mind hunting. Yeah. Nothing super important. We should have done magic weapons too, but we didn't. Anyway, we can live with that, but it would have been really cool if they had magic weapons. Okay, so anyway, we're switching to them. It is going to be more gold up front by a fair amount, 40 versus 25, so it'll take actually a while for these guys to pay off. Are their stats better? I haven't looked at the defense and attack. 15, 12, 12. 15, 11, 12, 13, 11. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not super convinced, but 25. We got 2 more HP. That's, it's not nothing. We do have higher encumbrance, which kind of sucks. Coral Hauberk. Coral Curious. So 10 protection on their body versus 12. Yeah, they have better body protection too. So yeah, probably worth it. Anyway, we're getting them. Yeah. So we're going to basically be converging, hopefully for an attack here. We're also rebidding the Swimming Men, and we're rebidding the Fishermen, though it's very possible the Swimming Men die. The Fishermen we're going to be rebidding, I think here or here. Where are we rebidding them? Land 132. Yeah, so right here in our cap. If we get them, they will be pretty good because they can throw nets over the Jade Maidens. So they'll run forward, hopefully we throw some nets over them and kill them. Once we kill the Jade Maidens, the Amazons aren't that tough anymore, but Jade Maidens are scary for not if you're fighting them with not terribly great stuff like I am, they can do a ton of damage. So we'll see how that goes, but I think it will be pretty good. I think we can take that, and then when we take that, might have to run a test about how War Shamblers do against Horse Tribe, because Horse Tribe are pretty nasty. They have lances, so they're going to shoot you, and as you run in, when you finally hit them, their lances are going to hit you, even though they're not moving, which is kind of funny. But they're going to do a fair amount of damage. They have pretty high defense. They're a good unit. So we'll have to figure out what we do, but that's kind of going to be the goal, is to take these two. If I run tests and it's really hard to take these, this army is going to boogie on down this way, and we'll go ahead and finally occupy this part of the lake. I think with the party, I think I'm going to need about 40 war shamblers to make it down and take all this, and I don't even know what's all down here. But assuming it's not like hordes and hordes of Shark Tribe, we can take this with only a few losses, and then hopefully we can take the rest. But anyway, that is basically it. Don't think we've modified research too much. No sent messages, so yeah, that's basically it for this turn. Let's go ahead and go to turn 15. We have our battle here against Shark Tribe, so let's see if our fear was well placed. You can see, I mean, you would not think like, oh shit, we need to crap our pants, it's a bunch of indies. But indeed we are crapping our pants. Okay, so these guys do kind of get in front. The good thing, though, about this is we've gotten these guys that are now in a little... They're going to get enclosed. And these guys are going to get enclosed on this side. So, you know, we have a fair amount of guys in the back that aren't really doing anything, which kind of sucks. And our Triton troopers are getting absolutely murdered. But it doesn't look like we're going to lose many of our important guys. Unfortunately, these guys have started to rout. Which, for mercenaries, if they rout and they get off the battlefield, then you basically lose the squad. So, here's that. Let's see what happened. Yeah, okay. So this actually is funny. The Swimming left us and joined Pelagia, but I think they just have one guy left. So I don't know if he paid whatever he paid, but I think he... I think he just got the commander. I don't even know how that works. It could be that it's going to revert back to the form it was before this turn. So actually I'll be pretty interested to find out. But if he just got the commander and he paid like $80 for it, that would be really funny. Okay, for events, a local merchants guild has erected a glorious temple in the honor of Mr. Hands, guardian of the Tablets of Destiny. That's actually a pretty cool title. Unfortunately, the costs were higher than expected, and the tax money has been used for the last fittings. Consequently, the province will not pay any tax this month. That's okay, though. We get a temple for no tax. It's a good event. Nature gems +8. We will definitely take that. Province income +10. Very nice as well. And dominion change. So anyway, yeah, that's all. It's all okay. Oh, I guess we lost Dominion here, so that's not actually that great. Let's take a look now. So here we've got one turn left on our Coral Queen. We are cranking out War Shamblers. Here we have one turn left on our Palisade or our Rock Walls, and we are researching here with this fine person. And we're researching here. We are now probably going to be able to crank out Darkseers almost every turn. Oh, suddenly Cthulhu, the Coral Prince, Sudul Cthulhu, appeared at the gates. So I actually renamed him to Darth Dragon, who's one of the commenters here. And anyway, Sudul Cthulhu is an old and exalted consort who has been given the honorary title of Prince. He has led the Mother Guard of Great Alud, and sired many young Atlanteans. His blackened skin is encrusted with impressive scale warts, and his legendary battle prowess ensures that he will be chosen as the next Seer King. So he has decent stats. Yeah, nothing great. Nothing great here. But all around decent. And he's probably going to be worth thugging out. With Water 2, we can do... Liquid Body, Quicken Self, Ice Shield, Water Shield, which underwater is going to be quite formidable, and then Breath of Winter. So with some decent gear on him, he will indeed be very formidable. For the moment, we're sending him on land, and he's just going to do Quicken Self Holy Avenger. and attack. But he's gonna not... He's gonna be Quicken Self, Holy Avenger, hold, attack. I don't think he'll get out in front of anyone. I definitely don't want him to get picked off here. But if we think about it, 1, 2, 3... I don't want him to eat lance charges. I don't think I have to worry about it. These guys are going to run forward. He's going to run forward. I think we'll be okay. We'll roll the dice a little bit. There's a chance I lose him next turn. I mean, I guess we could do, like, Sermon of Courage twice and then attack. That would probably be a little safer. We could go ahead and get rid of one of these since we'll have somebody else spamming Sermon of Courage. Okay. So that's fine. So that's basically the plan here. This guy a little further forward. This is a lot of Jade Amazons. So there's still a chance we lose. Just really hard to know how this goes. I think having my Prophet here spamming out Smite, this guy running in quickened, he'll be doing a fair amount of damage. We have a lot of these guys. They're pretty tough if they don't get wrecked by the lance charges. I think we'll win this, but we'll probably take some losses. I don't know, but whatever. We gotta make moves. We've got hard indies all over the place. Like this, even though it looked like it was a really clean victory, we still lost 2 War Shamblers, and our Triton troops got murdered. So, yeah, we've got tough indies. We gotta deal with it, though. Importantly, we are almost at Alt 4. So, our research has really picked up. It had been hovering around 50-60, but combination of having my Pretender research, plus having this guy research who is site searching, plus now that I'm recruiting one of these guys every turn in my cap, our research is now up to 121, which is pretty respectable. What that should mean is next turn, I should be able to get Alt 4. And if that happens, next turn I'll be able to do the research to get to Alt 4. So next turn I'll move this guy here, and turn after I think I can attack here. Because with Alt 4, we're basically going to be able to do Temper Flesh, Iron Skin, Body Ethereal, attack. And that should be okay. We still will have to worry about Water Elementals, but I think we can kill stuff fast enough where we'll be fine. The other thing I can potentially do, because if I win, this guy will be up here. I can have him join my Pretender as a fluffer to cast Quickness. So, anyway, that's an option. I think it's a I think it's an Alt 4 spell. Yeah, Quickness. So he could cast that on my Pretender, and he would be pretty sick. But then he would have to do the fluffer thing and retreat. I don't know if I want to risk him on that. He's not super special. He's not, like, going to be my best thug or anything. I don't have a particularly good thug bless. But I'd rather him not die. He's not very much good as a researcher, though. Only 7 research points. Compared to, like, these guys who are 13. So we'll have to see. If it gives me a better chance of not losing my Pretender, I'll probably roll the dice. Because losing my Pretender is a lot better. Like, getting rid of a 10% chance to lose my Pretender is a lot more important to me than like a 20% chance of losing a kind of crappy thug. Or an okay thug. So that is kind of the thinking. We are also going to be attacking here with just our dudes. Our War Shamblers, so they're gonna roll in. We will spam Sermon of Courage, Divine Blessing, and then advance and cast spells, which will just smite, hopefully. We probably actually could script that. And yeah, that's basically gonna be the plan. This, I think, is a pretty high income province. I'm moving this guy in at the same time so that hopefully he can start building a fort there next turn. Because our mages are going to be pretty expensive, but they're slow to recruit, so we're going to need a fair amount of infrastructure to get these guys out. But we're also going to have major upkeep issues, so as I start running, I think after we conquer all the land that we can, we will be pretty close to like 1,800 income, which is going to be fine. We can get our early research economy off the ground, but pretty quickly I'm going to need to start raiding somebody, and I'm not sure who. As of this turn, because this is my current turn, Phalegra, who is down here, who's being played by the character who played Femoria in my Yomi series, so he has some crazy ideas. I think he's down here. He might be up this way. I'm not exactly sure where he is. I can find out later. But he is in a war with Pythium, and he has enticed me to attack Pythium. So I don't think I have a nap with Pythium. I'll have to go back and check. But he is definitely a war target, in that having a little bit of a land kingdom here would be very, very appetizing to me. And I think his capital is like right around here. Sorry, I've got Discord going off. Mute it. Okay, sorry about that. So he has enticed me to attack Pythium, and I'll have to go back and see exactly what my terms are. But the things that are going to make somebody a good target for me is where they will have a lot of lands that I can raid. The bad thing is that Pythium has Hydras potentially, so I do not really want to fight a Pythium army, I don't think. I'm not going to really be able to fight people's armies except for like underwater armies, except with my octopus, or once I wait to the mid or late game once I have some really important research. Because basically these guys, they are okay at killing thugs, because they have pretty high damage weapons, and they are okay at soaking up hits. But they're not really great army units. They're expensive, they don't have great attack and defense, they have low attack density. They do a fair amount of damage, but it's low attack density, with low attack. So they're mostly just going to stand there and hold the line and kind of kill some stuff, which is not something you want to use to roll up into, like, I mean, honestly, Pythium could one turn crank out enough gladiators that would kind of just wreck these guys. So we have to be really careful. But certainly if Phalegra is going to win this war, I'm going to want to cordon off a fair amount of stuff, and ideally like a fort or two, from Pythium. But I don't know. What Pythium has told me, because I've been talking with Pythium too, is that he is beating Phalegra, and like almost has Phalegra popped into a fort. But I know how Phalegra plays, because I played against him in the Yomi game, and if he does not think he has an advantage, he will fall back until he thinks he does have an advantage, and then he'll push forward. So Pythium might have mismeasured his success against Phalegra, but we'll see. So anyway, I told Phalegra that basically I'm interested, which I am, but that I'm expanding slowly, which I am, and that after my expansion's done, I'll certainly be interested. A lot of this is going to depend on how this Phalegra and Rylan war plays out. And while I have a nap with Phalegra, this Pelagia-Ryla war plays out. I have a nap with Pelagia, which has allowed him to basically pull all his troops north. But I'm actually rooting for Relay, which, I hate squids, but we kind of have to work together to get Pelagia down. And I'm definitely not interested in Pelagia winning this war. So, we'll have to see. The update I have for this turn is that they did have a bump. There's basically 2 Pelagian armies roaming around. I don't know exactly where they are. I'm kind of trying to move my scouts out to find them. But they're not here. I think they must have moved this way or somewhere. I'm not totally sure. But wherever they moved, I know that Relay told me they had a bump. and that he won the bump. He lost like 50 Lobo Guard, but killed 20 Knights, or something like that. Which is a phenomenal trade for Alay. I mean, those Lobo Guard are cheap, and those Knights are really expensive. So it was like 2,000 gold almost of Knights, and just like 250 gold of Lobo Guard. So a phenomenal trade for Alay. But there's a even bigger stack of Knights running around, which he's not sure he can kill. So just the fact that he had one good trade means this is probably not going to be a fast war that Pelagia wins, which is exactly what I'm looking for, because I would love to come in and knock down a fort or two with these guys. If I do that, and I also chip away at maybe a few Pythian provinces, that would be a pretty good start to the game for me, after this extremely slow start. Yeah, I think that's about it. The other thing... Well, I don't know. I think, actually, I'm probably only going to go up to Construction 2, and then I'll probably go to Conjuration 5. But we'll see. I think that's about it. The real thing I really got to do is get my research going, which means cranking out these Kings of the Deep. And, yeah. These are, I think, the guys I want to get... I mean, we can do the math real quick. These guys are going to give me 15 minus 3, which is 12 research every other turn. So I'm getting basically 6 research a turn from recruiting these guys. Or I could get one of these guys every turn, which is going to be 11 minus 3, which is going to be 8 a turn. So these guys will give me more a turn. They are probably going to be a bit crappier, though. Yeah. I think I would rather have the Kings of Rain. Like, the Water 5 ones are going to be nuts. The Earth ones are going to be legit thugs. Because I'll be able to do summon Earth Power, Temper Flesh, all the good Earth stuff. I mean, we'll be... Yeah. We'll have to see. Anyway, this is what I'm going to do next. We're finishing the Coral Queen, continuing to crank stuff out. Getting this other fort up is going to be really important for cranking out more Shamblers that can then potentially raid the coast here, or we can finish expansion down here. So, anyway, I think that is about it. I've kind of rambled on long enough. But it's a slow start to the game, but we will see. I've got devious plans in mind. Take care, you guys.